Number 2 is authorize the Run for Hope or walk. 3 is authorize Locust Grove Car Show. 4 is authorize a block party on Carmen Drive Circle. 5 is authorize engineering department to advertise for bids to the AWWTP CMMS software application. 6 is set date for public hearing, Town Code Amendment Chapter 203. 7, set date for public hearing, Town Code Amendment Chapter 168T1. Number 8, authorize Eastdale Development on Route 44, road names for purpose of 911. 9, adopt the credit card use policy. 10, authorize the supervisor to sign change order snow and ice control program with the County Duchess. 11, award the median maintenance to Empire Landscaping. 12, appoint the comprehensive plan committee members, modifications. 13, authorize the supervisor to sign North Point Center LLC maintenance agreement. 14, award full CIPP sanitary sewer pipe bid. 15, authorize the supervisor to sign plumbing reciprocity agreement with the County of Putnam. With that, I'd like to make a motion to suspend the rules for discussion on any agenda item.
Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody like to discuss any item on the agenda? Doreen. Good evening, Charlie.
So agenda item number 6, Town Code Amendment Chapter 203. So that is to increase the amount of water to town residents.
Correct.
Okay, and in the documentation, it says it's going up from $1.50 per 100 cubic feet to $2.50. I just want to clarify, we've been paying $2 per unit for years.
It's $2 to $2.50. There's an error in the code book that was never changed before.
Okay. And that money is specifically to be used for water? It can't be used by the town for anything else?
No, we can't commingle funds.
Okay, so unlike the city, we will not be commingling our water funds. Okay. Agenda item number 12, modifications to the Comprehensive Plan Committee members. So I didn't see anything on the town's website asking for volunteers for that. And I see that there are 2 people to be added, David Silver and Daniel Salvatore. And I know that David Silver is a builder, developer person. And if Daniel Salvatore, is he Daniel Salvatore, who is the husband of the town clerk? I know he's in the building construction business also. So that doesn't seem like a variety of people to be on the master plan committee.
That's 2, and I think Mr. Carlos will have an addendum later on for a third person that he's going to bring on board.
So
Yvonne Loeb
Loeb.
will be coming on.
So do you have resumes from those people?
Yes, we did. Oh, we got him
We got
for
him.
Daniel.
I actually haven't gotten any resumes.
I have not either.
No, I've interviewed him and spoke to him. I didn't get a physical
Okay.
resume. Yvonne I spoke to.
Is there anybody, I mean, what is her background?
Environmental.
Environmental?
I think it's mostly,
On the sea,
no, she's on the Historical Preservation Commission.
historical
Yes.
preservation.
She's a member of the library board also, which thought brought a little bit of a different, avenue to it, different public approach to it.
So will you be appointing any other members?
Only 7.
Okay, so you're not looking for anyone with any environmental,
That's the start Yvonne's taking.
well, you just said it was historical.
She's on that, but this
Yeah.
is her. This is one of her areas.
Okay, so that's what I asked. Do you have a resume? She has an environmental background?
I don't have a resume. I don't.
I just
Okay, so bottom line is there isn't going to be any representation for anyone who is concerned about the environment in the town.
No,
But I
Doreen,
will
no,
be
that's not
attending.
correct.
I will be attending the meetings. Anyway,
Okay.
thank you.
That's not correct. That's going to be the area where Yvonne, we're going to rely on her skills.
Does anybody else like to discuss any item on the agenda? If not, a motion to resume the rules?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Renihan.
Be it resolved that the town board of the town of Poughkeepsie does hereby accept with regret the resignation of Daniel Sorelli, substitute court attendant with the town of Poughkeepsie Justice Court, effective June 7th, 2018. So moved.
Second?
We have a motion second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I want to thank Daniel for trying, but he had family issues that he couldn't meet his obligations.
Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby approve the application of Nancy DeSalle on behalf of Youth Mission Outreach, Inc., to hold a run walk for hope on Saturday, August 11th, 2018, from 9 a.m. to noon. Location of which run is on the grounds of Vassar College, and be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby approve the application for said run walk for hope, and that the town clerk is in receipt of a certificate of liability insurance naming the Town of Poughkeepsie as an additional insured. So moved.
Second?
We have a motion and second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
I just wanted to say, you didn't say motion passes 7-0 for the first one, but it obviously did.
It did.
Okay, just wanted to,
First one, motion passes 7-0 too.
Thank you.
How's that?
Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby approve the request submitted by Locust Grove, the Young Morse Historic Site, to hold a car show on Sunday, July 8th, 2018, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on the site at Locust Grove, 2683 South Road, Poughkeepsie, New York. And be it further resolved that a certificate of liability insurance naming the Town of Poughkeepsie as additional insured has been filed in the town clerk's office. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be it resolved, the Town Board, Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby approve the application submitted by Anthony Cocello to hold a block party on the north side of Carmen Drive Circle on July 14, 2018, from 12 to 10 p.m. It does hereby authorize the Town of Poughkeepsie Police Department Traffic Division to close said street, but allowing access for emergency vehicles from 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. And be it further resolved, the Town Board, Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby waive the open container law in the event alcoholic beverages are to be served. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Any questions on that one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be it resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby authorize the town clerk to advertise for bids for Arlington Wastewater Treatment Plant CMMS software application pursuant to plans and specifications prepared, which plans and specifications will be available on June 25th, 2018 in the office of the town clerk. An optional site visit for bidders will be on July 12th, 2018 at 1 p.m. and the bid opening will be held July 31st, 2018 at 11 a.m. And be it further resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby reserve the right to accept or reject all bids in whole or part. And be it further resolved that the Town Board does hereby determine that this action is a Type 2 action requiring no environmental review. So moved. Second.
We have a motion and second. Any questions on this one? This is a software for all the new equipment that they put in. It'll be a maintenance software, tell them when to change things, when to update things on a daily basis. So it should help on the life and making sure nothing gets missed down there. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be it resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby set the 11th day of July, 2018 at 7 p.m. at Town Hall, Town of Poughkeepsie, 1 over Rocker Road, Poughkeepsie, New York, as and for the time, date, and place of a public hearing to consider amendments to the local law to Town Code, Chapter 203, Water, Article 1, Town-wide Water Improvement Area, 203-8, Rates, Charging and Billing. Subsections A and B as follows, with the language to be added, underscore, and the language to be deleted, stricken. A, effective August 13, 2018, the minimum rent per quarter, which includes rental of a meter, if any, shall be $18.75. B, effective billing, August 13, 2018, all water shall be billed at a rate of $2.50 per 100 cubic feet.
$2.50.
$2.50, that's okay. And be further resolved that aforesaid action is a Type 2 action requiring no secret review, and be further resolved that said amendment, if adopted, will take effect immediately upon filing with the Secretary of State. So moved.
Second.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Any questions on this one?
Just want to clarify that this is partially fixing a clerical error and partially also a small increase in the rates.
Correct.
Both of the rental of the meter and of the rate of water.
What is the current rental of meters? It's not $7?
No,
15.
it's $15.
15.
Oh, it's $15, so it's going up to $18.75.
Right, so it's not as big an
Yeah,
increase.
the current water rate's $2.
The current water rate is 2
And-
instead of 150.
I also had a quick question. When we advertise for these public hearings, are they going to go in as town code amendments, or is it going to be more clear what the amendments are going to be so people will have an opportunity to?
this particular one is fairly a small thing, so the whole thing will be in the paper.
Oh, good.
Okay.
But I don't, the journal doesn't do delete and stricken, so I'm gonna have to, you know what I mean, they just don't, for whatever reason. So it would say, it would be confusing, so I'll just put what it's gonna be. So,
Okay.
you know, gotta work with them a little bit.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Be it resolved, the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie is hereby set the 11th day of July, 2018, 7 p.m., Town Hall, Town of Poughkeepsie, 1 over Rocker Road, Poughkeepsie, New York, as and for the time, date, and place of a public hearing to consider amendments by a local law to Town Code Chapter 168 Sewers, Part 1, Rates and Fees, Article 1, Sewer Rental Rates and User Fees, 168-8, Table 168-T1, which proposed amendments are attached hereto and incorporated herein, with the language to be added, underscored, and the language to be deleted or stricken. And the Town Board does hereby waive a verbatim reading of said amendments and does direct proposed amendments be spread across the record if they, in fact, have been read verbatim. Be it further resolved that the aforesaid action is a Type 2 action requiring no secret review. Be it further resolved that said amendments, if adopted, will take effect immediately upon filing with the Secretary of State. So moved.
Second.
A motion second. Any questions on this one? All-
Okay, now, are these the actual rates in here? Are we currently paying $1.50? And
Charlie?
we're raising up to,
Yes. I think they're the current
because
rates.
you're showing the flat rate to be $60, raising it to $75, and then the rate is $1.50, raising up to $1.08, well, 1.875.
And these are just people without sewer, correct?
This
Without
is
water.
just sewer without water.
Without water, yeah.
Yes.
But people have sewer without water?
Yeah,
Yes.
so they don't have the meter to meter what they actually use.
Okay. So then in the previous resolution, are the sewer rates staying the same then for people who have water and sewer?
Both the water and sewer rates are $2 now, they're going up to $2.50.
So both of the rates will be the same then?
And
Okay.
those are the flat rates that are also going up.
Okay.
And Charlie, how many homeowners did you say we had on here that were without water? It wasn't a lot, right?
No, I couldn't tell you offhand. I know the one that's going from 39 to 48, there's only 10 people.
Yeah.
And actually, I'm one of them, but I don't know, overall, I don't know the exact number, but it is minimal.
Yeah, it's not a lot of homeowners on that piece.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be resolved that the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby approve the private road names for identification purpose only for the Eastdale Village development on Route 44 as follows and as shown on the annex map, plan, sorry. 1 Otto's Way, 2 Founder's Way, 3 Hillsdale Drive, Hillside Drive, 4 Elizabeth Lane, 5 Eastdale Avenue North, 6 Eastdale Avenue South, 7 Parkside Drive, 8 Karen Way, and 9 Town Center Drive. And be it further resolved that upon adoption of this resolution, said resolution shall be sent to the 911 facility for Dutchess County by the town clerk of the town of Poughkeepsie. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
9, be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby adopt the annexed credit card use policy, the provisions of which shall be applicable to all officers and employees of the Town of Poughkeepsie, effective immediately. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion second. Any questions?
Just to clarify, is this replacing an existing use policy, or is this?
No, this is a policy that we didn't have.
Okay.
And Charlie and I discussed that we needed one. So we got some other ones and we figured out what to do with Jim's help.
Gotcha.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Whereas the town of Poughkeepsie has been party to an intermunicipal agreement with the County of Dutchess, the IMA, to participate in the Regional County Highway Snow and Ice Control Program, the program, within the boundaries of the town through September 30th, 2018, and whereas the county has forwarded a change order relating to the IMA, which would extend it for an additional year ending September 30th, 2019, with no change to the substantive or financial terms. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the supervisor is authorized to execute said change order 17-0563 12/PW-A1, and the Highway Superintendent Pfeiffer is hereby authorized to perform such work and said to receive the materials and payments during the winter season of 2018 to 2019, and be it further resolved that this is a type 2 action requiring no secret review. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions on this one? This is just a program we've been doing for a few years now, and I think the county's made it a little easier for Mark to calculate how to do it. Before he had to have trucks, certain guys would drive certain trucks. It was a very hard formula the county reformulated, and I think it's beneficial to the town and the county. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Whereas quotes were sought for Route 55 and Route 9 median mulching and weeding, whereas Empire Landscaping was the sole proposer at a total cost of $24,868.20, now be it resolved that the Town Board, Town of Poughkeepsie, does hereby authorize the supervisor to execute a contract for such work at said price to Empire Landscaping upon receipt of proof of required insurance coverage. And be it further resolved that the Town Board does hereby determine this is a type 2 action requiring no environmental review. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, second?
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 Bill
Bill
just-
seconded.
Oh, I thought you were coughing.
he said it very quietly.
Yes.
All those in favor?
Well, first of all, let's discuss this a little bit, because while it is higher than last year, this is the same company as has been doing for like the last 2 years and has done a great job. And also this includes mulching, which we haven't really done in 3 years. We did a separate bid mulching about 3 years ago. So that's why it's higher. It's mulching and weeding, and it's the same company we've had before, and they've done a great job. And I haven't gotten any complaints on our medians.
No, we also went out, we put both pieces out separately to see if maybe we get somebody to bid. We went out to 4 companies, and this was the only one that came back. And as you all know, the last company we had couldn't get the insurance to
Right.
do the median, so we went out, we got these 4, and he was the one that got it, and he's done Route 9 in front of the gallery lately, so they do a nice job. Yeah.
You know, not for nothing, but I think maybe next year we might want to consider putting a bid for mulch and or stone. We never have to put mulch down again, put stone down once, and once you spray it, you're
But
just spraying it every year.
Do we have to get approval from the state to put stone down?
I'm not
We
sure.
can find out.
We can find out, but I know it'll be more upfront cost, but we would never have to do mulch. It would be less maintenance over time. We'd save our money in a couple.
We had also talked about planting in there too, some sort of ground cover that would choke out the weeds.
Yeah, we can discuss that as the year goes on, so next spring we get a plan. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Whereas the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie has from time to time appointed individuals to serve on the Town of Poughkeepsie Master Plan Review Committee, most recently on February 7th, 2018. And whereas the Town Board wishes to clarify the designation, purposes, and membership of that committee, all pursuant to New York Town Laws, Chapter 272A, now therefore be it resolved that the Town of Poughkeepsie Master Plan Review Committee shall be designated as the Town of Poughkeepsie Comprehensive Plan Review Committee, being a special board created to consider and propose amendments to the Town of Poughkeepsie's 2007 Town Plan for the Town Board's consideration. And be it further resolved, Town Planner Kristen Gaynor will continue to participate in the comprehensive plan review process as staff planner rather than as a member of the committee. And be it further resolved that David Silver and Daniel Salvatore are hereby appointed as members of the committee. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a
I'd like
second.
to make an amendment. Proposed amendment is add a third name to that, be it further resolved, of Yvonne Laube, Laube.
We have a second on that one?
Second.
Second? Second on the amendment, second on the resolution?
Second.
All those in favor?
Okay.
What are we voting on right now?
The amendment.
The amendment.
The
Okay.
amendment to add.
Aye.
Aye.
The amendment passed, yeah.
I would like to propose a motion to strike the last paragraph until such time as we can circulate resumes for all 3 of these.
So you want to strike the whole resolution?
Well,
No, the last paragraph.
No, that's the whole point of this resolution, is to add these people on.
Yeah, take
Because
Kristen
otherwise,
off
there's
and add all
no
these
point in
people
the
on.
resolution.
Motion to
So-
table.
Oh, yeah.
Until-
I propose that, I make a motion to delay consideration of this until such time as resumes can be passed around, as is normal for all of our other committees and boards.
Second?
Motion second? All in favor or
Aye.
Aye.
opposed?
No?
Nope. Michael? Jeff?
Jeff?
In favor of it, you're saying? I want to make sure it's clarified here.
Oh, this would be in
Motion.
favor of motioning
Nay.
the
To table
resolution.
it, to table the resolution,
Right.
so resumes can be circulated.
This is a motion
To table.
table.
First, there was one to amend it, and then there's one to table it.
Nay.
Bill?
Nay.
Jessica, I know you said that you were for
Aye.
the table. Jay?
Nay.
Nay. Mike?
Nay.
And then we have
Aye and aye.
I and I. So
aye.
that would.
That's a
aye and
sewer
aye.
issue.
So it would be 4-3.
Motion, to table denied. We make a motion, we have a motion on the table to pass this resolution.
Did you pass?
amended.
You passed the, pardon me, the First Amendment to add Ms. Laub?
We passed the
That
amendment.
passed.
Yes, thank you, pardon me.
The amendment to table it failed. Now do we have a vote?
Now you need a vote to pass
Pass
the
the
resolution
resolution.
as amended.
Aye.
Aye.
Nay.
Aye.
Nay.
Aye.
5-2.
Mike, you voted to pass the resolution.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-2. Who's the resolution 13?
Okay.
You're on 13.
I'm on 13?
Sorry about that.
Okay.
That was 12.
That was a little confusing.
Whereas North Point Center LLC has received planning board site approval for the development of 122 Delafield Street, and whereas the development includes parking spaces, landscaping, and sidewalks, which will be installed and maintained at the property owner/developer's expense within the NYS DOT right-of-way, which improvements after construction would otherwise be required to be maintained solely by the town. Now therefore be resolved, the town board approves an annexed improvement maintenance agreement which requires the construction and maintenance of North Point Center improvements to be the responsibility of the owner/developer, and it authorizes the supervisor to sign this instrument, the execution of which is a type 2 action requiring no secret review. So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Be it resolved, the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie is hereby award the bid for the full CIPP sanitary sewer pipe repairs 2018 to low bidder Green Mountain Pipeline Services at the bid of $116,868 pursuant to recommendation of the town engineer. Be it further resolved, the supervisor is authorized to execute a contract with Green Mountain Pipeline Services. So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions on this one? This one went out to bid and we got prices from $116,000 to $172,000. And this is the work where I think the infrastructure committee went out and saw the demonstration that Franco did over here by the police station. And we opted to outsource it this way and have it done here so we can stay on top of our consent orders with the DEC and keep us up to date. And the price actually came in a lot cheaper than we expected. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be it resolved, the town board of the town of Poughkeepsie does hereby authorize the supervisor to execute an intermunicipal agreement with Putnam County regarding reciprocal plumbing licensing in substantially the form annexed, and be it further resolved that the execution of the said intermunicipal agreement is part of the ongoing administration of the town's affair requiring no secret review. So move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions on this one? Ann will probably be happy to vote on this one.
Yes. Glad it's finally done.
Yes. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. That brings us to the end of the agenda. Make a motion to suspend the rules for any town item at all.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Would anybody like to discuss any item at all? Doreen?
Yes, my first comment would be on the master plan committee. First of all, I'd like to say that I was not looking to be on the committee, but saying that you're relying on someone's skills when you didn't even see their resume, I don't know how you could do that. And I really think that maybe there should have been someone from the environmental community, maybe somebody from historic preservation, somebody from the building community. And unfortunately, I think that the environment in the town of Poughkeepsie gets shortchanged a lot. We have a lot of filling of wetlands. You have tree cutting. I don't think there's enough attention paid to that. And I'm hoping that this is not an indication of what's going to continue or what's going to happen under here. But again, as time permits, I will be attending the meetings and making comments at town board meetings. And especially now, you guys have just joined the intermunicipal agreement with these 7, you're calling yourselves a Hudson 7 to protect water. All of the stuff that goes on in the town ends up affecting the Hudson River and our drinking water. So again, I think more attention needs to be paid to the environmental issues in the town. So speaking of water, I heard that the town supervisor had asked at the last water board meeting about the reconciliation, whether it was done, and I had brought that up as a public comment at the May water board meeting. It wasn't done, and so I guess you were told that it was going to be available the following week. So was it ready?
We're still waiting, Doreen.
Okay,
Still
so
not
that was
here.
at the June 5th meeting. You were told that it wasn't ready and it should be available the following week, and it's still not available.
No, our comptroller is sending them emails a few times already, asking for it and wanting to know where it was, and we're trying to make contact with them to get it out of them.
Okay, because, as you know, Jay, you've been at the meetings. I've been talking for years about the corrective action plan not being followed, and one of those things is that the reconciliation is supposed to be done by March 1st of every year, and it says an intermunicipal agreement, but it just doesn't happen. So, among with other things, again, commingling of funds, I believe, is still happening there. So I think there's still, a lot of issues, and I'm glad that the town is going forward to finally do something about this.
Because as you stated before, Doreen, at the meeting, we figured the deadline was very unacceptable to try to meet. We even gave them 2 months to meet the deadline. They still didn't meet the deadline.
Right. Yeah, I know there was a discussion about that.
Yeah, it's hard to make the deadline when your bills come in at the end of, February. They meet a March 1st deadline, so we gave them the leeway, and it's still not ready.
Right, but it's been consistent
Yeah.
every year. So it's not just this was a one-time thing
No.
where, because some bills were coming in late, this is really the way they operate. So, okay, my last question is about the Rivercrest Road, the tree cutting without prior approvals by the Lepores, or Daniel Lepore at least, doing business there as Bright Futures. So there was a notice of violation issued by the town for Chapter 97.7, and that was for violating the erosion and sediment control laws. And there are penalties for that section of the code. And they also had a stop work order for Chapter 187.6, and there are penalties for that chapter also. So I haven't been at the last few meetings, and I'd like to know if you could give me any update. I'll file another FOIL request, but I was wondering what you could tell me.
All I know, as of now, we've sent out a letter to get them to comply and get their sediment control plan in place. So that was number one, was to protect the ground cover around there. As far as I know, that's about as far as we've gone right now.
Okay, and again, I brought this up before. The only thing that does is basically forces them to do what they should have done in the first place, even before any of this was started. So, and just by saying, okay, well, clean up your act and then go before the planning board, basically then there are no consequences, and then they're basically getting away with what they did. So is there any plans to look for any violations, to find them for any violations of Chapter 97 or Chapter 187?
We've had discussion on Doreen, but we haven't gone forward with it yet. We have to really, our number one priority was to get the site cleaned up so it didn't do any more damage, below the site. So that was our number one priority, was to get that in place and to work through that, and we got that, and I think they finally came in and got their agreements to do that, and then we'll decide from there what our next step forward is, talking with the Director of Development and the councilman in that location to see what our next step is.
Yeah, because, after the first stop work order was issued, they cut more trees. Somebody had taken down the stop work order and then did additional cutting. So again, I think if there isn't any consequences, you are sending, and again, the whole reason for this was because it was in the waterfront district. And if they don't have any fines to them, in my opinion, you're sending the wrong message, like, you can just get away with it, nothing's going to happen. You go before the planning board, they rubber stamp it anyway, so. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Doreen. Anybody else?
I would like to say something if I may, Jay. Just about the comprehensive review. It has been our practice, at least since I've been on the board, the short time that I have, that we share resumes whenever wanting to appoint anyone, even to an advisory committee. Newly, the CAC, I know that I'm not the only one. Jeff had asked the person wanting to sit on it for a resume, saying that that's our practice. So when you couple the fact that we decided not to do that for this committee with the fact that the two people that were originally on tonight, one is the spouse of an elected official and the other one is a campaign contributor to the supervisor's campaign fund, the optics aren't good, and it's disappointing that we have put our normal policy aside for this, and I don't understand why we would operate differently with this committee than we do with any other advisory board.
I put this committee in the hands of the committee that was doing it, including the Director of Development. We gave them names, they called around, and I really take offense to the fact that to suppose a campaign contributor, because I was not the one with the recommendation, didn't come from me, and I really don't hold that against a resident, so I take serious offense to that, and if it comes up again, if you really like to press charges, anything that I do, feel free, because I think you're 100% incorrect, and I take offense to that, because we do share most of them, but we left this in the hands of that committee. They asked people around that had them. Everybody had a chance to view their opinion on this, and if anybody wanted a resume, this has been out there for 3 weeks. Anybody could have felt free to say, Jay, you forgot the resume. I mean, everybody knew who these people were. I mean,
We don't know the qualifications when we don't see the resume, you know?
I believe my husband submitted one.
Oh, well, yeah, it wasn't.
Somebody.
And when asked, you know,
And I wasn't given it. I don't have his resume, to tell you the truth, because I personally knew him, so I didn't think anything of it. You know, if people need something, I prefer before we get to a meeting in the public, say, hey, where is this? Can we have this documentation? You missed it. And that would answer a problem, because I don't think, anybody purposely missed it.
sure. But then when asked to table it, so it can just go on, 2 weeks from now, so that we can all review resumes and perhaps give the public a chance to know that this, committee is looking for seats, we were told no. So we were that opportunity was taken away. And, Felicia, please, no offense, because I'm not saying your husband's not qualified or the other person, but how do I know when we don't get, and we're the ones, and, we are the ones asked to vote. And to vote on something that I don't know because I haven't seen a resume is irresponsible.
You did submit one, I believe.
Yeah,
But it wasn't circulated. And commonly,
That's
and I
not
know,
his fault.
Sure. And I never said it was, but commonly, when we want to appoint somebody, we get their resume and we send it out to the board members and say, hey, this is the person we'd like to appoint. Here's a copy of their resume. So my question is, at this point, why did that not happen with this committee? And then ask for it to happen, which I have done in the past, and the table has been passed. And in this motion, in this instance, it didn't get passed. So it's just,
Yeah, it was sent to the comprehensive committee members, and Bill and myself, on May 17th. That's when it was sent to, the resume. Dan's was.
And if there were any resumes that didn't go out to the normal thing, I'll make sure that gets done tomorrow.
Because I knew who all the three people were. I mean,
Do we have resumes on all three?
The committee decided, and I agree with it, and the advisors, the staff said the same thing, that one of the people on the committee should have that kind of a background for us, for the environmental concern. I've said that to just about everybody, and we finally got Yvonne to step forward. There were some very qualified people. They don't live in the town, and unfortunately, they have to live in the town. And they have to commit probably 2 years of this, including more than a year of public hearings. So it's not a job that everybody wants to do. And if there was a screw up with the resumes, I'll make sure that gets done right away.
thank you. Mr. Nelson. Jeff.
Mr. Renahan.
Ready? Okay. Be it resolved, the town board of the town of Poughkeepsie does hereby adjourn to executive session to consider the following. The first thing, the medical, financial, credit, or employment history of a particular person or corporation, and to discuss matters which are exempt under the open meeting law, including matters subject to the attorney-client privilege. So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Town board goes into executive session at 7:35 PM.